For some reason, people have a tremendous amount of problems using the apostrophe appropriately. This video is hopefully going to make that a lot easier for you so that in the future apostrophes won't have to be catastrophes. I'm only going to cover the two main uses for the apostrophe in this video, even though there are other uses for it. The first one of those is contractions, and the second is to form possessive nouns. So contractions. Yes, these are the things that women experience during labor, but not in this sense. What we're going to focus on is two words that are basically pushed together using an apostrophe. Here's a definition of a contraction right in front of you. So let's begin with an example. Consider the word don't. This is a contraction because it has an apostrophe and it results from the two words do and not having been pushed together. Think of contractions like car crashes. When it comes to contractions, the most important thing to remember is that the apostrophe is put in the word as a remembrance of that letter or letters that were ejected when the words crashed into each other. So even the word I'd would get one apostrophe to represent all the letters that were ejected from the words I and would crashing together. In this case, we lost 4 letters. Here's a list of common contractions, and it's a list. You can pause the video and look at these all you like. These are standard contractions. Feel free to use this video whenever you are unsure of where to put that apostrophe. There's one exception to that whole rule on that chart that was just shown. The word won't. It derives from the word will and not. But note what happens. The ILL gets tossed out of there. The O jumps over the N, smushes against the W. Those other 2 letters come crashing into it. I mean, this is just really one messed up car crash. Yikes. Personally, I think the word should be willn't. It makes much more sense. It would obey the apostrophe rule for forming contractions, but I really don't think anyone wants to go around saying it. Now that you know how to form contractions using the apostrophe, the next step is to figure out when to use them. Typically, they are used in non-formal discourse. And what this means is not in high school and college essays. But check with your teacher, because some teachers are fine with it and others aren't. Next, we move on to the second part of this video, and that's using the apostrophe to show possession or ownership. Possessive nouns show ownership. So here's an example. The actor's mansion is in Beverly Hills. Well, whose mansion is it? The actor's mansion. And because the actor owns the mansion, we have to show possession by using the apostrophe. In this case, it's one actor. And there are a few rules for forming possessive nouns. Rule 1. To show possession, add only an apostrophe to plural nouns ending in S. So here's an example of that. After graduating from college, the graduates' caps littered the arena. In this case, the word graduates is a plural noun ending in S, and that first rule says that if it's a plural noun ending in S, all I have to do is show an apostrophe to show possession. Rule 2 is to add an apostrophe S to all other nouns to show possession. Now, some will tell you that there are other rules, archaic names ending in S, you only need to add an apostrophe. Although they're right, it's not wrong to do it this way either. More and more books are leaning in this direction. So here's an example. The children's toys were strewn about the house. Since I need to show whose toys were strewn about, and because children is not a plural noun ending in S, I add an apostrophe S to show possession. Hence, we end up with the correct sentence. The children's toys were strewn about the house. Rule 3. Add an apostrophe S to only the last noun in joint or group possession. An example of Rule 3 follows. Donnie Marie's song, A Little Bit of Country, A Little Bit of Rock and Roll, was a big hit in 1976. Because Donnie and Marie own the song together, or they sing the song together, it's joint ownership. And to show this as possessive, all I need to do is add apostrophe S to the last item of the group ownership. Those 3 rules will help you form possessive nouns every time. Before I end this video, I have to give you a word of caution, however. And that caution is about possessive pronouns. We use pronouns all the time. Right here on the left are subjective pronouns. In other words, these can be used as the subject of a sentence. He went to the store, she went with him. The ones on the right are called possessive pronouns. They show possession, they show ownership all by themselves. People often confuse these with contractions. The possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. Ever. So that's it. Hopefully this video will help you form your contractions, and in addition it will help you with your possessive nouns. Good luck.